Hello students, today we are going to start with the signal system overview or signal analysis. So let us start with the signal analysis. The signal analysis or analogy between the vectors and signal. There is a perfect analogy between vector and signal. Let us define the vector. Vector contains the magnitude as well as the direction. The name of vector is denoted by the bold face type and their magnitude is denoted by the light phase type. Let us take the one example, the vector v. V is the vector with magnitude v, and consider the two vectors v1 and v2. The figure shown in next slide, and the component L1 along with the L2 is given by C12. So this is the figure. There is a two vector v1 and v2, and the component C12 v2 is taking perpendicular on the v2, and this is the C12 into v2. So the vector v with the magnitude v, consider the two vectors v1 v2 shown in the diagram, and let the component v1 along with the v2 is given by C12 v2. So this is the component C12 v2. The component of vector v1 along with the vector v2 can be obtained by taking the perpendicular end of v1 to the vector v2 as shown in the diagram. So this is taking the perpendicular from the v1 on v2. So the vector v1 can be expressed in terms of the v2. That is v1 is equal to c1 to v2. So the vector v1 can be expressed in terms of v2. V1 is equal to c1 to v2 plus error between the v1 and v2, where ve is the error vector. But this is not only way of expressing the v1 in terms of v2. The alternate possibles are v1 is equal to c1 v2 into ve1. So this is the second figure shown in the second figure. C1, if you don't take the perpendicular on V2, so the angle may be like this, C1 V2, and the error VE2 is the error between these two. The error signal is minimized for this second figure for the large component value. So if the C12 is 0, then the two signals are said to be orthogonal. So if error signal C12 is 0, then the two signals can be called as the orthogonal signal. Let us take the dot products of the two vectors. So dot product of two vectors is v1 v2 is equal to v1 v2 cos of theta. Theta is the angle between v1 and v2. Therefore v1 v2 is equal to v2 v1, and the components of v1 a log of v2 is equal to v1 cos of theta, which is nothing but v1 v2 divided by v2. For the diagram, the components of v1 a log of v2 is equal to c12 into v2, that is equal to v1 v2 divided by v2 is nothing but the c12 into v2. So c12 can be calculated here, that is v1 into v2 divided by v2. For this figure, c12 is equal to v1 v2 divided by v2. So signal. Now turn to the signals. The concept of orthogonality can be applied to the signal. Let us consider the two signals f1 of t and f2 of t. Suppose there are two signals. Similar to the vector, you can approximate f1 in terms of the f2. So f1 is equal to c1 to f2. Instead of using v1 v2, you can use the f1 f2. So therefore f1 of t is equal to c1 to f2 of t plus fe of t, where t is in between 1 to 2. So fe of t is equal to f1 minus c12 into f2. The one possible way of minimizing the error is integrating the over the period t1 to t2. So 1 by t2 minus t1 integration of t1 to t2 fe of t dt, that is equal to 1 divided by t2 minus t1 integration over the period t1 t2 f1 of t upper limit and lower limit, put upper limit and lower limit f1 of t minus C12 F2 of t dt. This step also does not reduce the error to appreciate extent. So this can be corrected by taking the square of error function. So error function is 1 divided by t2 minus t1 integration over the period t1 t2 fe of a function fe of t square bracket square dt. So that is equal to 1 by t2 minus t1 integration over the period t1 minus t2 fe of t minus c12 f2 bracket square dt, where epsilon is nothing but the mean square value of the error signal, and the value c12 which minimizes the error. You need to calculate the derivative of E divided by dc2 with respect to dc2, which is equal to the 0. So take this d by dc2 1 divided by t2 minus t1 integration over the period t1 to t2 f1 of t minus c1 to f2 of t bracket square dt is equal to 0. For this derivation you need a pen and paper so that you can derive the equation properly. So that is equal to 1 divided by t2 minus t1 integration over the period t1 t2 d, take this derivative into the bracket. So d divided by dc12 f1 square of t minus d. So this expands the bracket, square expands. So a square minus b square minus a square plus b square minus 2 is ab. So in this way d by d c12 2 into f1 of t into c12 f2 of t plus d by d c12 f2 square of t c12 square d of t. So derivative of the terms which do not have 1 2 term are the 0. So all are remaining the constant. So integration over the period t1 to t2 constant term minus 2 f1 of t into f2 of t dt plus 2c12, this is the constant term, integration over the period t1 to t2 f2 square of t dt, that is equal to the 0. So c12 will get, if C12 is equal to integration of over the period 1 to T1 to T2 F1 of T F2 of T dt divided by integration over the period T1 T2 F2 square of T dt, the component is 0, then the signals are to be said to be orthogonal. Put the C12 is equal to 0 to get the orthogonality condition. So if you put here 0, so you will get the equation integration over the period t1 to t2 f1 of t into f2 of t dt is equal to 0. That means two signals orthogonal if their integration of the product of the signal is equal to 0, then the signal will become orthogonal. Orthogonal vector space. The complete set of orthogonal vector is referred to as orthogonal vector space. Consider the three-dimensional vector space below. So x is the first dimension, y second dimension, z is the third dimension. The vector along the x is vx, vector along the y is vy, vector along the z is vz. The components between the x and y is and z is nothing but a of x1 y1 z1. Next the consider the vector a at a point. Next, orthogonal vector space. Let us take the orthogonal vector space, three-dimensional vector space shown here, that is x, y and z. The vector along the x is vx, vector along the y vy, and vector along the vz is vz. Z-axis is a vz. Let us take the one point A having the three vector point. A is equal to having the coordinates x1, y1 and z1. So consider the A at a point x1, y1 and z1 and three unit vector, that is Vx, Vy and Vz in the direction of x, y and z respectively. Since these vectors are mutually orthogonal and since it satisfies Vx into Vx is equal to Vy into Vy is equal to Vz into Vz is equal to 1 and Vx into Vy, Vy into Vz and is equal to Vz into Vx is equal to 0. So mutually orthogonal vectors are there. So we can write the above condition as a VA into VB is equal to 1 if A is equal to B and it is 0 when A is not equal to B. So A can be represented in terms of the components and unit vector as A is equal to x1 Vx plus y1 Vy plus z1 Vz is equal to having the equation number 1. Any vector in this three-dimensional space can be represented in terms of these three unit vectors only. So you consider the n-dimensional space, then the any vector A in that space can be represented as a is equal to x1 Vx plus y1 Vy plus z1 Vz up to n1 Vn, as the magnitude of unit vector is unity for any vector A. The component of A along the x-axis is A into Vx, the component of A along the y-axis is A into Vy, and the component of A along the z-axis is A into Vz. Similarly, for n-dimensional space, the component of A along the some g-axis is A into Vg. So substituting the equation 2 in equation 1. So this is the equation 2 in equation 1. So you will get the Cg is equal to x1 Vx plus y1 Vy plus z1 Vz up to plus g1 Vg up to n1 Vn into Vg. So solving the bracket, you will get x1 Vx into Vg plus y1 Vy plus into Vg plus z1 Vz into Vg plus up to g1 Vg Vg plus n1 Vn Vg, since that is equal to the g1, since Vg into Vg is 1, right? So if Vg into Vg is not equal to 1, then Vg into Vg is equal to k, and A into Vg is equal to G1 into Vg into Vg, and Vg into Vg is nothing but the k, so G1 into k. So G1 is equal to A into Vg divided by the k. Orthogonal signal space. Let us consider the set of m mutually orthogonal functions x1 of t, x2 of t up to xn of t over the interval t1 to t2. As these functions are orthogonal to each other, any two other signals xj of t and xj of k xk of t have to satisfy the orthogonal condition, that is integration over the period t1 to t2 xg of t into xk of t dt is equal to 0, where j should not equal to the k. Let integration over the period t1 to t2 xk square of t dt is equal to k of k. Let the function f of t can be approximately with this orthogonal signal space by adding the components along the mutually orthogonal signals. F of t is equal to c1 x1 of t plus c2 x2 of t up to cn xn of t plus fe of t. So summation of r is equal to 1 to n cr into xr of t. So that is f of t is equal to function f of t minus summation of r is equal to 1 to n cr xr of t. So mean square value is 1 divided by over the integration t2 minus t1 integration of t1 t2 fe of t square dt. So that is equal to 1 minus t2 minus t1 integration over the period t1 minus t2 f of t integration of r is equal to 1 to n cr xr of t bracket square dt. The component which minimizes the mean square can be found by d derivative of epsilon divided by c1 is equal to de by dc2, that is equal to the de by dck is equal to 0. Let us consider the de by dck is equal to 0. So this term will become, consider this as a t1 d by dck 1 divided by t2 minus t1 integration over the period t1 minus t2 f of t minus integration of r is equal to, sorry, minus summation of r is equal to 1 to n this term cr xr of t bracket square dt is equal to 0. So that this term is considered as a 0. Now all terms do not contain ck is 0, that is summation r is equal to 1, r is equal to k term remains and all other terms are 0. So the integration over the period t1 to t2 minus of 2ft xk of t dt plus 2ck integration over the period t1 t2 xk square of t dt is equal to 0. So ck is equal to integration over the period t1 to t2 f of t xk of t dt divided by integration over the period t1 to t2 xk square dt xk square of t dt. So that is equal to integration over the period t1 to t2. This is nothing but the function f of t xk of t dt, and this function will be here. So ck into k of t. The average mean square error will become the average square of the function f of t is called as a mean square error, and it is denoted by the epsilon 1 by t2 minus t1 integration over the period t1 to t2 f of t bracket square dt. That is equal to the 1 by t2 minus t1 integration over the period t1 to t2 error function, that is f of t minus summation of r is equal to 1 to n cr xr of t bracket square dt. By solving this, you will get the cr of t, that is epsilon second kr. So error function will become, or mean square error is equal to 1 by t2 minus t1 integration over the period t1 to t2 f square of t dt plus summation r is equal to 1 to n cr of square kr minus 2 of summation r is equal to 1 to n cr of 2 kr. So that is equal to the that is equal to 1 by t square minus t1 integration over the period t1 to t2 f square of t dt minus summation r is equal to 1 to n c2 square r2 k2, that is summation is equal to 1 divided by t2 minus t1 integration over the period t1 to t2 this f square of t dt as it is plus take the summation increases, or multiply the summation. So c1 square k1 plus c2 square k2 by putting the values of r. So you will get the expansion of the summation sign up to the cn square kn. So closed and complete set of orthogonal functions. So let us consider the mutually orthogonal functions x1 of t, x2 of t up to the xn of t over the interval t1 to t2, and this is called as a closed and complete set where there exists no function f of t satisfy the condition integration over the period t1 to t2 f1 of t function f of t into xk of t dt is equal to 0. So this function, if this function satisfy the equation integration over the period t1 to t2 f of t xk of t dt is equal to 0 for k is equal to 1 to up to n, then f of t said to be orthogonal to each other and every function of orthogonal set. This is the incomplete without f of t. It becomes closed and complete set when f of t is included. So f of t can be approximated with this orthogonal set by adding the components along mutually orthogonal set. So the if function f of t is equal to c1 x1 of t plus c2 x2 of t up to cn xn of t and add the error function. So then if infinite series of c1 x1 of t plus c2 x2 of t up to cn xn of t coverages to f of t, then mean square error is 0. Next, orthogonality in complex function. If the f1 and f2 are the two complex variable and we can express the f1 in terms of the f2, then the f1 is equal to c1 to f2 with negligible error. And you know the c12 is the integration of t1 to t2 f1 of t into complex f2 of t dt divided by integration over the period t1 to t2 modulus of the f1 f2 of t bracket square dt. So where f asterisk f2 of asterisk is nothing but the complex conjugate of the f2 function, and the f1 and f2 are orthogonal when its c1 2 is equal to 0. So let us take this c1 2 is equal to 0. So the function will become equating to the 0, that is equal to integration over the period t1 to t2 f1 of t into f2 of t dt is equal to 0. This f2 is the complex conjugate function, and this equation represents the orthogonality condition in the complex function. Thank you.